Shadow of Infinity was released on February 18th, 2006. This set introduced the Sacred Beasts, a series of monsters that resemble the 3 Egyptian god cards that are considered to be their dark counterparts. Notable cards in this set include Chainsaw Insect, Doomdozer, Demise, King of Armageddon, Karma Cut, and a card that would become a staple in many decks for the next several years to come, Treeborn Frog. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Another week, another W. We are slowly but surely catching up to Alex. I love Reaper format. And lucky for me, the most recent set release changes, just about nothing about it. Yes, there is a card that finds its way to consistent metagame representation in Treeborn Frog, but Treeborn Frog helps decks that like to have monsters on their side of the field at all times. And you know what other monster is very good at being on your side of the field at all times? Spirit Reaper. As a result, it increases the ceiling on a lot of these decks and makes things like Monarchs more accessible, but doesn't put them from unplayable to format defining. As a result, it's largely the same decks on this list, minus the ones that we've already played. We've got 7 this time around, so hopefully we'll avoid a mirror. Dark World is the deck that I absolutely want to play. I love Gold and Silva, I think they're a ton of fun. Reaper Control is certainly nothing to shake a stick at. It plays DD Assailants alongside Reapers in order to control the board state. Apprentice Monarch is the best version of Monarch that's yet been playable. Aside from Treeborn Frog, it also plays Apprentice Magician, which can pivot into copies of Old Vindictive or Magician of Faith. Tomato Control is exactly what it says on the tin. Warrior Toolbox is similarly well named, and 2 decks that I'm hoping to avoid are Cyberstein Otk, which aims to make use of Cyber Twin Dragon, and Burn. Burn's just boring. So we've got a couple of spins banked. I'm going to hard roll for Dark World and we'll see what happens. Damn. Well, we were 1 slice off, but I don't think I can pass up Reaper Control. It's just such a robust deck and such an emblematic choice in a format defined by a singular card. Yeah, we're gonna go with this.
Unbelievable. I don't know what's worse. The fact that in the first game last episode, Joseph ripped Dark Hole out of my hand with Spirit Reaper, or in the third game that he had Royal Decree for the return from the different dimension, or the fact that he had the second Royal Decree for the second return from the different dimension, and that's why I'm in this stupid goddamn shirt again. It is what it is. We are back in the loser circle, unfortunately, but it is a new episode. We're in a new set, which is Shadow of Infinity. Shadow of Infinity doesn't really change a whole lot. There's maybe 4 playable cards in the entire set, and that might be generous, but we do still have a lot of the same decks that get a little bit better from this set, and we actually get some cards injected into the card pool that will be relevant later on once they get some more components. So, as you can see on the wheel, we have 7 decks this time around because we actually had to take one off because we couldn't think of another one to put on here in its place. We removed the decks that we played in the previous episode and replaced them with a few others. So we still have Warrior Toolbox, Tomato Control. We now have Apprentice Monarch. I actually think this deck is pretty cool. It takes advantage of Apprentice Magician and a lot of the other level 2 and lower spellcaster types to act as tribute fodder, but also take advantage of their powerful effects. Reaper Control is pretty much the name of the game. Dark World, because Joseph still wants to play Dark World, and there are some decks that take advantage of Dark Worlds in cool ways. Burn is a deck we decided to incorporate because we haven't had Burn, I think, at all yet in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Joseph had like a Cannon Soldier Burn deck, but I don't really count that. So this is a good opportunity to throw Burn on the wheel because there were actually some Burn decks running around at this time. And then we have this Abomination Cyberstein Otk. Evidently, this deck actually took first place and won the Italy Pharaohs Tour tournament back in 2006. That's kind of cool. I guess there is some validity to this deck after all, and it's not just a big troll. I think it'd be really funny to troll Joseph with this deck, don't get me wrong. So we've got some spins to burn here. Let's go ahead and see where we end up. There's a lot of the decks that I'd be pretty happy to play on here, but let's see what we get first before we discuss any further. Now, Dark World is interesting. I think this would be a very fun deck to play. The only thing I'm concerned with, I think there's a much higher probability that Joseph might be playing this over some of the other choices. So strictly to avoid a mirror match, I'm going to elect to respin here. Now, Reaper Control is obviously the namesake of the format, so there should be no surprise that this is probably the best deck, but we've played a lot of Reaper Control-oriented decks at this point, and I want to show you guys something a little bit different, so I'm actually going to use my last respin here, which means whatever I land on is actually going to be the deck that I take to the duel today. Let's hope it's something good. Okay, this is actually pretty cool.
So here's the list, and do you really need me to explain anything? I feel like this is the most straightforward list I've ever played on this show. Seriously, if you don't understand some of these card choices, let us know in the comments below so we can make fun of you. Yeah, just go over to Alex. Oh, fine, I'll talk about it just a little bit. So it's called Reaper format, and that's because of this card, Spirit Reaper, one of the most powerful cards ever printed in Duel Monsters, and that's because of two things. Firstly, it was one of the first cards that said it can't be destroyed by battle, and secondly, it can rip cards out of the opponent's hand. It is fantastic for control shells specifically. It lets you slow down the game and whittle away at your opponent's life points, getting advantage in the process. This is a deck that conforms to modern deck building sensibilities. Back in Go, you would play a lot of powerful cards at 2 or even 1 copy, because in a long game, you could be expected to find them. Games in Reaper format are a lot faster. Despite Spirit Reaper slowing down the game, the power cards are much more powerful than they have ever been, and as a result, if you want to see a card, you gotta play it at 3. We're playing 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 DD Assailant, and 3 Spirit Reaper, among other things, and I couldn't be happier to do so. This is, functionally, just all the good cards in the format put into one deck, and I can't wait to pilot it. We're on a copy of Breaker the Magical Warrior, still limited. 3 Cyber Dragon, still allowed to play 3 of this card, for multiple formats after this one, too. Sheesh. 3 DD Assailant, 1 DD Warrior Lady, limited. 2 Drillroid, this is a Spirit Reaper answer. Cimo had pretty bad luck with it, but I'm feeling a little more optimistic. Exiled Force, Magician of Faith, Sangan, and 3 Spirit Reaper themselves. For spells, we're on 1 Book of Moon, 1 Confiscation, and 1 Dark Hole. We're playing under the October 2005 list, at which these are at 1. These don't last here for long, so I might as well get the use out of them while I can. 1 Enemy Controller, this is adapted from a list that was playing 2. A Heavy Storm, a Mystical Space Typhoon, a Knock, a Premature Burial, 2 Reinforcement of the Army, Scapegoat, triple Smashing Ground, and those of you who watch Progression Playoffs may know about my feelings regarding this card. 1 Snatch Steel, 1 Swords of Revealing Light, 1 Call of the Haunted, 2 Dust Tornado, triple Sakuretsu Armor, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Widespread Ruin. It's like bad Saku. In the side, we're on 2 gold. This seems a little bit suspect, but it's very good against Reaper specifically. 3 Kaiku. I imagine that Cimo could be playing some sort of chaos nonsense, something that requires monsters either in the graveyard or being banished from the graveyard. This stops both of those. A copy of Mobius the Frost Monarch, just in case. 3 Bottomless Trap Hole, 3 Royal Decree, and 3 Trap Dust Shoot, which I expect to board into quite frequently. The extra is a bunch of stuff we can't make, but I don't know, maybe it'll come up. So with that, let's jump in.
You know, for a deck titled Apprentice Monarch, it seems that we're lacking in the Monarch department, but it is what it is. This is actually the 2nd place list from that Pharaoh's Tour tournament. I made a few changes to my liking, but this is the list we are bringing to today's duel. So this deck revolves around Apprentice Magician. This is a level 2 Dark Spellcaster, 400 attack, 800 defense. If you've never seen this card before, if it's summoned, you can target a face-up card and place a spell counter on it, which is whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. I guess you can give your breaker a spell counter, which is kind of cool. But aside from that, the effect that's more important is that if this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower spellcaster monster from your deck in face down defense position. That means we can go after stuff such as Magician of Faith here. We can go after Old Vindictive Magician. This gives us some reach because if we want to get a resource back, we can go for Magician. If we want to destroy one of Joseph's cards, we can use Old Vindictive. We can then use these cards, flip them up to get the value, then tribute them for something like Mobius, and that way we can go in for a very big push. That's the name of the game, and the rest of the cards in this deck are essentially just playing around that theme. So we have the 1 breaker to go with the Apprentice Magicians. This is pretty nice because, again, you actually have a card that can take advantage of the spell counter. I'm not sure if that's going to come up, but I think it'd be kind of cool if it would. 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. I think the other list was playing 1. That just seemed weird to me because Cyber Dragon's so good, but you are doing a lot of setting in this deck, so I can understand why. 1 Exiled Force to deal with stuff like Spirit Reaper and just anything we can't get over. 1 Magical Merchant to actually dig a little bit deeper and get to some of our power spells spells and traps. It sucks that this isn't a spellcaster, because that'd be really cool if we could set off Apprentice Magician, but it is what it is. 1 Magician of Faith to get our power spells back. 2 copies of Mobius. Mobius is exceptional right now just because it can pop the Sakuretsu armors and the cards that aren't as chainable directly to Mobius's activation. So I think Mobius is in here for that reason. 3 Mystic Tomatoes. This is a dark, so we can just go straight into Apprentice Magician, or we can go into a Sangan or a Spirit Reaper. So this deck's actually very tutorable with Mystic Tomato. The old Vindictive Magicians, which are just Maneater Bug in spellcaster form. 1 Sangan to search the whole deck. 3 copies of Spirit Reaper, because guess what? This is the format. And then 1 copy of Treeborn Frog as well. This wasn't in the original list, but we are in Shadow of Infinity, and I figured it's a Monarch deck. I might as well play Treeborn Frog. But to be fair, we're not playing a ton of Monarchs in this deck, so I guess it doesn't really make sense. And actually, now that I say this, I am actually going to swap this out. I'll put in a copy of Zaborg. I'm going to put the Treeborn Frog in the side for now, simply because we have a side deck full of Monarchs. This isn't the original side deck. I decided to put these in just so that way we get a more Monarch component of this deck. So maybe in game 2, I'll side all these in, because Treeborn Frog with only 2 Monarchs, I don't really count Cyber Dragon, I don't really think that's going to play too well. But in any case, Tsukiyomi is in here because it can flip all of our monsters back and we can reuse their abilities. And then now the newly added Zaborg, just because it's good for taking out Spirit Reaper and any cards that we find problematic. For the spells, Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Mystical Space Typhoon, Nobleman of Crossout, Pot of Avarice making its debut. This was actually from Elemental Energy, but we just haven't played it up till this point. This deck can go through a lot of monsters just because you have all the destruction by battle effects, Sakuretsu armors flying around. So this being able to allow us to draw 2 is great. Premature Burial, Double Smashing Ground, again for big cards as well as Spirit Reaper. Snatch Shield just to be able to take cards to win games. And for the traps, Bottomless, Call the Haunted, 2 Dust Tornado because we really don't want these Mystic Tomatoes to die by Sakuretsu armor, 3 Sakuretsu armor of our own, and a Torrential Tribute. For the side deck, we have 1 DD Warrior Lady, 1 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, 1 Mystic Swordsman level 2. These can come up, just depend on what Joseph is playing. We have the 3 Thestalos, we have another Zaborg, and the Treeborn Frog as aforementioned. I think I want to switch to a more Monarch heavy deck in games 2 and 3, so I might side these in for some of the other cards. 1 Reinforcement of the Army was in the side deck, I guess, to search your Mystic Swordsman or your DD Warrior Lady, so that's pretty cool. We also have Ceasefire, a 3rd Dust Tornado, Mask of Restrict, Royal Decree, and 2 copies of Woboku, which tells me that they were actually afraid of the Cyberstein OTK back in the day. So if anything, if Joseph did manage to spin that, we have a way to not die automatically. But that's the deck we're going to be bringing. I can't wait to see what Joseph brought. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Joseph, here we are once again. Shadow of Infinity is now legal. And the decks didn't really change all that much, and the format's in a bit of a stale place, but I don't know about you. I'm personally enjoying playing this format.
Sorry, you said the decks didn't change? I'm playing Uria Control. What are you playing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you know, how could I forget about the mysterious 8th deck that was omitted? It was such a small slice on the wheel, actually. It was like a 0.01% chance to spin it that, yeah, sorry. How could I have forgotten?
Yeah, you know, I accept your apology, and we'll deliver Street Justice via Uria's effect. Yeah, you're right. Same format as last time for the most part, with the exception of Treeborn Frog. Are you going to be showing off that card today?
We'll have to see. It'll be a mystery, that's for sure. Maybe you'll be showing it off as well. I know what I will be showing off is the Dice Cam once again has made a return. I figured this will be a recurring tradition for now until people get sick of it. So Joseph, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm
All right,
prepared.
let's see what it is. I am so fucking angry right now.
Oh, well, as soon as you start using the dice cam. How interesting. Oh, my God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, with the amount of top decks that Cimo has been doing, I think that we also need a DB Shuffler cam. We need a cam for his fingers. We need to be able to see him at all times. I mean, I think it's only fair.
Yeah, let's hit up the DB devs. I'm sure they would oblige in that regard. Good luck. Let's shout out our patron. It is Zach Gartner. Thank you so much for the support. And go ahead, buddy. We should do for turn this time.
Zach, it is by your patronage that we have been able to afford the dice cam. I appreciate it. And I hope you appreciate Set to Pass, the most enjoyable game state.
This is modern 2021 dueling technology dice cams. All right. Set to Pass is so interesting, Joseph. Incredibly interesting. I don't know how you do it. I think I will set 2, but I'm going to set 2 in a different way than you did. So go ahead.
I'm thinking here. All right, well, I guess use it or lose it. I'm going to activate Mystical Space Typhoon, targeting your set card.
I will chain a Dust Tornado. I'm going to roll a die, not in person, apparently.
Oh, it's not on the camera! And what do you know? You hit the good one. Huh. Oh, shoot, that was
It's all because
punish.
we didn't use the dice cam.
That was the punish for this play. I guess I'm going to summon a Sidra here.
Sure.
We'll go to combat. I will attack into your monster.
This will give away what I'm playing. It is Apprentice Magician, baby. Let's go.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, sure. Yeah. So, for those unfamiliar, Apprentice Magician floats into another monster. In this case, an Old Vindictive Magician. Now, that's actually really interesting. Why would you pick Old Vindictive? I feel like you have to have the Magician of Faith in hand, or you just can't draw a good spell card to save your life. That's
Considering I have
news for
0
my
spells
side.
in graveyard right now, I'm not sure how effective Magician of Faith would be. Just saying.
So this is going to be your 3rd Monarch victory you're going to scrape from me.
Well, I'll start by flipping the Old Vindictive. Let's pop the Sidra.
No, that's fine.
I will go to the battle phase, and I will hit for 450.
That's interesting. I was really hoping that you would go for Mobius here and I wouldn't have to set more cards.
You know, I was really hoping to go for Mobius as well, but here we are. I will go to main phase 2, and I think I will set myself another card, and I will pass the turn.
That is an interesting one.
This is a bit of a weird one.
What could you be setting? Could be a Vindictive, could be an Apprentice, could be a Spirit Reaper. I think no matter what's happening, I'm going to normal summon a DD Warrior Lady.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over the Old Vindictive here.
So that is 1050 I will be taking.
I'm thinking
Would you
if
like
I
to
want to
banish?
activate her effect, yeah. So
Okay.
that would keep you off a Dark in the Graveyard. That seems, maybe.
I don't know, Joseph. I'm at 2 for Dark Arm Dragon, so better be careful.
This isn't progression.
I will flip up another Vindictive Magician, and we will pop the
Yeah.
DD Warrior Lady.
Sounds good. Your hand is really weird. No Monarchs, no back row. What the hell have you drawn?
It's a strange one. I will set another monster, I will set a back row, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. So the other monster... There's no way you're on 3 Old Vindictive. There's a 0% chance you're on 3 Old Vindictive.
You underestimate me, Joseph.
I think I might be overestimating you. Alex would never be so stupid as to play 3 Old Vindictive Magician.
Just like he'd never be so stupid to play 2 Magician of Faith when it was at 3 for so long.
Oh, God, don't remind me. Okay, I'm feeling okay about normal summoning a DD Assailant here. I just don't know if it's going to get bottomless. Is this okay with you?
That's fine.
And now we have to think about combat. There's not a lot in this format in terms of back row that isn't named Sakuretsu armor, and you already have monsters on the field that can be tributed for Monarchs. So I think it's in my best interest to just pass. Just deciding if I want to set another card and give you a juicier Mobius yet. I don't think I do.
Okay, fair enough. I will draw. This is such a weird game, Joseph. I feel like this game should be way more fast-paced and explosive, but we're just playing like 1 card a turn, and that's about it.
I mean, I'm playing a slow as molasses deck, and you're playing a deck that's largely reactive. So if I never commit to the board state, you never commit to the board state because you don't want to be blown out by my powerful control tools, and we just sit at each other and stare at Old Vindictive Magician's glorious hand for a couple of turns.
I think let's make something happen here. I am going to Mystical Space Typhoon your back row.
It is a Sakuretsu armor.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and flip up Mystic Tomato.
That's fine.
I'm going to Snatch Steal your DD Assailant.
Yo, that sucks. Okay.
We'll go to battle, and I will hit you for whatever this is. 3550, I think
Ow,
the math is.
That's a lot.
I mean, you're going to gain a decent amount of it back. Sir, you only took 170 from the Assailant hit. It should be an extra 1530.
There we go.
All right, so main phase 2. I think we'll just pass on this, so go ahead. You can gain your 1,000 life points in the standby phase.
I I may do what's called a big brain move. So I'm gonna normal summon the breaker that I ripped off the top.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Thoughts?
You're good.
All right, I am going to break the set card.
Okay, it was a Sakuretsu armor.
Okay, good to know we played around that correctly. And then, Alex, you fool. You think you're the only one with a snatch steal? Give me my assailant back!
That is big brain. That is big brain.
And now that you no longer have my assailant on your side of the field, I'm free to activate Smashing Ground, taking your Mystic
not
Tomato
the
off the
tomato!
field.
Oh,
yes.
Unfortunate.
And to the battle phase we go. Let's walk DD Assailant into your old Vindictive Magician and Breaker into your life points.
So this is 1250. Yeah, 1250, and then I take 16 from the Breaker. Fair enough.
This is going to get out of control fast. How does double Snatch Steal work?
I think we just both gain 1,000 life points every single standby phase.
Sure, you got it.
Our respective standby phase, I should say.
We may be in for
we
a
will
long
go
one.
to main one here.
Yeah.
Potentially. We'll see. Well, this escalated quite quickly. I suppose I'll start by special summoning a Cyber Dragon.
Fine.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, the biggest threat of the format is obviously Sakuretsu armor. So the question is how hard I want to play into it. I think the answer is not at all. So I think I will actually just set a card face down and I will just pass it over.
Okay, I'll draw for turn, and I guess I'll gain 1,000, huh?
I guess you will.
The reverse wave motion cannon. Well, I can resolve this for us real quick. We'll just call it a bluff. Let's send the assailant into the Cyber Dragon.
All right, so then you're going to take 400. I am assuming you're going to be banishing here.
I will be activating the effect of DD Assailant.
Okay, so the Snatch Steals are no more.
And we'll get direct with this boy if you let him.
I'll allow it.
I'll set one card, and you are good to go, my friend.
All right, I'll go to main one, and I'll just set and pass. Over to you.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh, folks. Ooh, this is rough. So, what would you set? Mystic Tomato is obviously quite strong. Apprentice Magician is obviously quite strong. Both of those cards can tag over the course of a couple of turns into a Magician of Faith. And that card is limited, but also still available, and 100% of the time you're on it. Ooh, this is a rough one. What else would you set? It would have to be one of those monsters. You would never set...
It's a Sidra, you got me. I'm doing the Infernity, cheat, as a matter of fact.
It could be a Treeborn Frog? You probably wouldn't be setting this card. If it is... God, that Snatch Steal is just staring me in the face. Oh, I can't let you have that. Oh, boy. I don't really have a good alternative, so I am going to go ahead and attack.
It is the Magician of Faith, as a matter of fact.
Well, at the very least, we don't have to deal with it. Not like you're going to go from
couple
Apprentice.
options. Mystical Space Typhoon's an option. You have 2 back row, so I'm not sure if it's that good. Snatch Steal's also rather enticing right now, because I believe your Mystical Space Typhoon is gone. So there could be a weird world where I, snatch your breaker, and I just could attack you with it and make you waste your own Sakuretsu. I will take the Snatch Steal. It's probably the better of the 2.
I'll go to main 2. I'm going to set one card, and you are good to go.
What are all of these back row, Joseph? What are you doing, buddy?
You would expect that one of them would be playable, right?
You would think. Unfortunate. This is tough. I kind of like that a little bit better. I'm going to Dark Hole.
Over Snatch Stealing. That's very interesting. Sure, that's fine.
I mean, to be fair, I'm only getting in 600 damage in per turn, so I'm not sure if it's that effective.
Understandable. Okay, I'm gonna activate the Premature Burial I ripped off the top.
That's pretty good. Sure, what's your target?
Cyber Dragon, big surprise.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, he's
I will bottomless the Cyber Dragon.
Okay, and he is gone. Well, back to you, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That is fine, I guess. I will set one and pass. Go ahead.
This is going well, I think. We're gonna normal summon a Sangan. That's something.
That's not bad. Sure.
All right, sack my Sangan. Do it.
If there's anything I wouldn't want to sack, it's probably that.
Yeah, God. I'm looking at your graveyard like, oh God, are they gonna make a Chaos Monster? And I think the chances of that are pretty low.
Not looking too great. I will set a second card and pass it over.
I'll draw for turn. I attack with Sangan.
I'm going to book the Sangan.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
That's rough, buddy. Ooh, wow. That's very rough. I'm gonna go to second main. This is really frustrating. If you book my Sangan, I can't flip it up again because it's declared an attack, and I know you are sitting on a knock that hasn't had a good target yet.
You are correct.
Damn
I will
it.
just take out the Sangan.
All right, goodbye to my best friend.
Now we're gonna fire off Pot of Avarice right on time.
Ooh, that is right on time. That's 5 cards in the graveyard exactly. Very stupid.
Yes. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, let's shuffle them back. DB Shuffler, do your thing. All right, this is the first activation of Avarice, I believe, in the history, so that's fun. I will draw 2. They're not great. I'll just set, and I'll pass.
That looks like about as good as it could possibly get.
I wanted an actual monster I could attack you with.
I'm gonna swords here to see if I can snipe a Vindictive.
You did snipe the Vindictive.
Boom!
Luckily, it says opponent's control, so it does not kill itself like Maneater Bug would.
That's fine. As long as you're not firing off that destruction effect, I'm feeling okay. You may not have noticed, but I'm not on a whole lot of monsters here.
Fascinating that you're on swords, though, of all things. That's interesting. I will go ahead and normal summon Breaker the Magical Warrior.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll gain the counter. Now, this is interesting. I know you just have 3 back row. That could be literally anything. I can't attack you unless I specifically pop the swords. I don't know how inclined I am necessarily to do that. This is a weird one.
Yeah, right?
Let's remove the counter. I'm going to take out the back row you set initially that you're trying to play around with Mobius. Let's see what that is.
That is Sakuretsu armor. If you had Mobius at any time, I was just dead.
I wish. So you have swords up, so I cannot attack. So I will actually just pass it over to you.
That's a pretty good draw. How great it is. All right. I have drawn a DD Assailant.
That's pretty strong.
Pretty much 0% chance that you don't have a Sakuretsu set, but you also have a Snatch Steal, so
Correct.
It's kind of hard for you to flex it correctly. I'm just gonna bank on you misreading this. I'll go
I will
Assailant.
go ahead and hit.
Sure, sounds good. You are good to go.
All right, I'll draw. That would have been nice. Swords is actually pretty good in this format.
It's not bad, am I right?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think I'm good just passing. Like, go for it.
Sure. I will draw for turn. Oh, wow. That's a very interesting one. I will set 1 card and think very carefully. I'm going to pass here, yeah.
All right, I'll draw. It's okay. That's actually interesting. Ooh, man. It's nice, but it sets you up so well. So well. Okay, so I know you have... Swords is going to expire. I think I'm actually just going to pass. Go for it.
All right, Swords goes to the grave, and I will draw for turn. Odd one. Very odd. 3 cards in hand. Okay, I am going to Call of the Haunted, targeting my DD Assailant.
Sure, that's fine.
I'll go to combat and try and get into the breaker.
I'm going to Dust Tornado your Call of the Haunted.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Okay, we'll draw. Not bad. All right. Your 2 Sakuretsu armors down, which means there's a 100% chance there's a 3rd one in the back row.
Exactly, yes.
I will go to battle. Let's try to hit in.
I'm going to activate Scapegoat here.
Okay, sure. That's fine. Hit a goat. Main 2. I'm actually going to do a bit of a cute play here, actually. I'm going to normal summon Apprentice Magician.
That is cute.
I'm going to activate Apprentice Magician to put a counter on Breaker the Magical Warrior.
Oh, you must think you're playing speed duels. Yep, that's fine.
I'll use Breaker to pop your final back row.
Now, the good news is you can't possibly have more apprentices. Oh my god, you put them back. Oh, you put them back with Avarice.
Did you forget?
Apparently I did.
Go ahead.
Oh, jeez. That is really rough.
I was very worried about Torrential when I normal summoned that Apprentice Magician, but the fact that you scapegoated, I kind of felt okay about it. I would have lost a bunch of cards, but then your shields were down.
I'm going to Smashing Ground here.
Okay, so this will take out Breaker. That's fine.
I'll set 1 card and you are good to go.
Okay, I will draw. Now it's a 100% chance that it's a Sakuretsu armor, because it's the only card that you have set, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Torrential's also a bit of a concern for me at the moment, so I don't really want to super overcommit into something like that. I suppose you could also be on Bottomless as well, which isn't the end of the world, I guess. I really want to kill your goats, but I don't really know how comfortable I feel leaving Apprentice and Old Vindictive in attack position.
Right.
What could you possibly... It looks like you're on some sort of Warrior Toolbox deck. So you still have a 3rd Assailant. Dawn Zaloog is kind of the worry. This is interesting.
For sure.
I really want to take out your goats. You're just running out of resources. I don't know if you actually use the goats for anything or if it's just to shield up. All right, let's dance. I'll go for it.
Sure.
Switch to attack. Try to hit into 2.
Yeah. absolutely fine.
Yeah, I figured that would be. Main 2, I think I'll just pass. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a really weird draw. Yeah, I'm going to pass here as well.
Okay, I will draw. All right, so let's move to main phase 1 here. I'm going to switch the Apprentice illusion to defense.
Okay.
Go to battle. I'm going to hit with Old Vindictive.
That's fine.
Main 2, I'm going to set a monster, and I'm going to pass it over.
All right, my turn. Knock your set monster.
It is Magician of Faith. You got me.
Okay, I am not playing this card. Oh, maybe I am. Hold up.
Are you?
Yes,
I was gonna say,
am.
do I need to confirm?
Woo!
Okay, there it is. There's only one, though, so it's gone.
The good news is I wasn't drawing a monster for the next 4 turns, so hopefully that stops now.
Damn.
Wow, the rest of my deck is just fucking stacked, dude. You are toast eventually. Maybe not this second.
All right, I'll draw.
Yep.
Ooh, it's kind of cool. I guess we're going to play Magician Beatdown. I'll go to battle. We'll try to hit for 850.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, I guess the little numbers count. We'll go to main 2. What else do I want to do this turn? I will just pass on this. Go ahead. Out, my magicians, you fool.
Oh, you're so dead, dude. Watch it. Look, I mean, I'm going to summon this, and you're going to go, how did Joseph get so smart? I'm going to normal summon Exiled Force. You can't defeat my 1,000 attack!
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm going to take 550 here, and then main phase 2, you're going to sack it off.
I'm deciding if I want to. I mean, what if you just summon someone? I'm dead. Yeah, we will sack it off. I don't want you fucking snatch stealing it and killing me.
I'll draw. It also, Apprentice Magician triggers in battle, so it's a nice way to deal with that. Okay, what am I concerned about at this point? 2 Sakus, Call the Haunted Dust Tornado. So potentially in the back row, there's a 3rd Saku, a Torrential, or a Bottomless. So I think I will set a monster, and I will pass turn.
Oh my god, you're killing me here. All right.
I didn't think we were going to have a game this long for a while, but Rhoda's pretty good. Go for it. Get that Assailant.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
So you're running a little bit low on warrior targets there. I don't know what else you'd be grabbing.
Yeah. We're gonna normal summon the Assailant.
Sure.
I'll go to combat and attack.
So this is a Mystic Tomato.
That sucks, dude. Don't like to hear it.
I am going to grab a Spirit Reaper.
Yep, there he is. I'm gonna set 1, and you are good to go.
I will draw. Anything for me?
No.
I will Smashing Ground the Assailant.
Yo, that sucks. That's fine.
Well, you have no cards in hand, so Reaper doesn't really do a whole lot here, so I guess I'll switch him to defense. Whoops. You know, I kind of don't want to play anything. You have nothing left. I could just Reaper next turn, I guess. That would bait the 3rd Saku if you can't play your card. I'll set a monster, and I'll pass. Go for it.
Woo! We found Cyber Dragon, baby.
That's pretty good.
All right. Set card could be Old Vindictive number 2, could be an Apprentice Magician. I think I'm dead to Apprentice every time, so let's go ahead and walk into whatever this is.
It is the Vindictive. I will pop the Sidra.
Yeah, well, not a lot I could do about that. Woo, to the grave he goes. Go ahead.
Can I please get a Mobius? Like, how? Oh, that actually works pretty well, too. All right, I got to think about this now. It's crazy, but it's limited in how crazy it actually is. I go for this, right? What's the punish? All right, it's crusty, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to Heavy Storm.
That's very crusty. Wow, that's so good. So it's Heavy Storm alongside Dust Tornado and Widespread Ruin.
Okay, so you're on the Ruin as well. I had a set Smashing Ground. I'm going to normal summon Tsukiyomi, targeting my Spirit Reaper. That will set the Spirit Reaper, not killing it.
Yeah, sure.
Go to battle. We will hit for 11.
Tsukiyomi's still legal? Are you kidding me?
It is still legal, yep. And we will go to the end phase, and Suk is back in the hand. Go ahead.
Awful. All right, have fun, dude.
I'll draw. The thing I hate about this deck is, like, I can't kill you.
How do you think I feel? You've been at 2,500 for 30 turns.
God, unbelievable. I would have to flip up my Spirit Reaper and normal summon the Tsukiyomi to reflip the Spirit Reaper down if I want to hit you for another 11. You would have set the card no matter what because you'd lose it to Spirit Reaper, regardless of if it's a real threat or not. I will set and pass. Go ahead.
This is a weird game, buddy.
This is like flip control. That's all this is.
All right. In the interest of removing the Spirit Reapers from the pool, I will play the Dark Hole that I just drew.
Fair. So there goes that. You got the Vindictive as well.
You drew
having that
all
with a
three
Sook loop is
Vindictives.
pretty nice.
Kill me. All right.
Technically, this is like the 4th and 5th Vindictive too, if you want to look at it that way.
I just need a fucking monster.
Go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Okay. You're up.
Sounds right. Sounds about right. Oh my god, dude. I'm just gonna say I'm trying really hard to kill you right now. It's just not
I can
happening.
feel it. I can feel it. How hard do you think I'm trying, buddy?
Okay, Dark Hole's gone. I'll set and pass. Go ahead.
Oh, you fucking moron! Oh, you idiot fool! It's time for you to meet the Drillroid!
Hell yeah!
Oh my god. Okay, Drillroid into the Tsukiyomi. This isn't Sook.
It's a Spirit Reaper, so you will kill it, unfortunately.
It was like, if you had set the Sook, then you are the you would blink at anything.
All right, I'll draw. Let's start by flipping a Magical Merchant.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Mill your goddamn Mobiuses. Oh,
I'll take that. That's pretty nice.
That's not so good.
It's pretty good. I'm going to tribute the Magical Merchant for
the
Mobius the Frost Monarch.
You have 15 turns to find it, but yep, you got it.
We got there, yep. And we also have the Snatch Steal, and we're gonna snatch that. Game 1, buddy. Good game.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. I wouldn't say that. I felt like there was a position. There was a time in that game where I couldn't possibly lose, and then you went, book, knock your Sangan.
It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good, but I had to do what had to be done.
That was a weird game because I feel like we both bricked. It took you 39 cards to find Mobius. My god. I will say Avarice was really the mirror breaker here. I am hoping that you can find that again. Oh,
I agree. Avarice, I think, was the difference maker.
What the hell is this opener? Oh my god. What on earth is this opener? All right, I'm going to DD Assailant pass. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, we will
playing around the nobleman. Okay, I mean, you get a look. My hand's pretty stacked, so take your pick.
This is way less stacked than I thought it was going to be. The Sydra's pretty good here, but Sidra trades with Assailant. You could Sidra smash, and then you, like, make a tomato play and you're way ahead. Yeah, let's take Sidra here.
Understandable. So we'll shuffle away the Sidra. Do you need to write down the rest of my hand, sir?
Oh, no, I got it, buddy.
Okay. All right, we'll go to main phase 1. I will just smash the Assailant. I'll just get it out of the way.
You got it, buddy.
And I think I will just set a monster and I'll pass it over. I'll play it a little bit slow. Just like last game.
So that was the wrong move. I'm going to special summon Cyber Dragon, of course.
Unfortunate.
I'm going to follow it up with a Drillroid, and let's start getting
Oh,
Get that Apprentice out of here, baby.
It was the tomato, actually.
Oh, I needed it to be the Apprentice. Oh, no, I really needed it to be the Apprentice.
And then I will take 2,100 from the Sidra.
Thinking about doing something in second main. You got Heavy Storm in hand?
I do.
No way I can, like, talk you into baiting that out, is there?
Potentially. You can try.
Come on, baby. It's just it's just one card, baby. Come on. You want to fire it off. It's a sick 1-for-1.
Drillroid is actually a real problem against my
He's a stinker. He's such a stinker.
All right. How do we want to do this?
You got to out this card or I'm about to show you what that nose do.
Yeah. I suppose I'll normal summon Breaker. Show me the back row.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. You want to go to battle phase?
All right, I'll gain the counter. This is interesting. I could attack the Drillroid, risk Saku. That sounds like the dumbest move imaginable. And then keep Breaker on the field so Sidra just does less damage to me and I hopefully don't die immediately. Conversely, I pop the back row so that I ensure I can kill the Drillroid, but I trade with it instead. I think that's probably the safer play. I'll pop the back row.
Holy shit, it worked. It was Rhoda.
Oh, okay. We'll hit the Drillroid. We'll crash.
Goodbye. Goodbye, all my friends.
I'll set 1. If you can kill me, go for it.
I'm trying. Ooh, wow. Okay. Breaker.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'll break it.
The Dust Tornado.
You drew Dust Tornado from Heavy? God, that's annoying. Okay. Damn. Yeah, I think this is all I can do. Not lethal, unfortunately.
Yeah, even with a premature burial, you were still off. I figured the dust tornado gave me a little bit of insurance.
Going to main phase 2 here. Dude, you gotta let me get that heavy storm out of your hand. You gotta let me get that heavy storm out of your hand. Come on, buddy. Let me get that heavy storm out of your hand.
I'll draw. That's actually not bad. I will set and pass. Go ahead.
Alex, I'm sorry, but you should have let me get that heavy storm out of your hand, buddy. Should have let me get that heavy storm out of your hand. You're about to feel the sting of the Drillroid, baby.
You got it. You got it. Drillroid is just like my arch nemesis in this series. Holy fuck, dude.
He's my double agent.
Joseph, you got me. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say. Your trickery, your chicanery, it all paid off. I didn't heavy storm the Call of the Haunted, and maybe that would have saved me, actually. Who knows? I probably was still dead in that game regardless. But in any case, I get to go first this time, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
That is true. I do want to say shouts out to the ad revenue. Really sorry, algorithm. I tried my hardest. It wasn't enough. I'll make sure this game lasts a little longer.
All right, so I'll set a pair, and I'll pass it over.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Oh. That's nasty. What would you set? Let's play the age-old game. What would Alex set?
It could be literally anything, Joseph.
You know, I don't think that's true. I do not think that's true. All right, I'm going to go Reinforcement of the Army here.
That's a fine start.
And I'm going to use it to get an Exiled Force.
It's pretty good.
All right, we're going to do the old Joseph trick. I'm going to normal summon Exiled Force, and if you'll permit me, I'm going to destroy your monster.
That's fine. It was the Apprentice Magician.
Oh, thank the Lord for that! All right, I'm going to set 2 cards, and you are good to go.
I'll draw. Got a dust shoot?
I do.
Does have the dust shoot still. All right, take a look.
Playing with perfect information is a gift. Oh, it is a gift.
It's such an advantage.
God, your hand is stacked. Wow, your hand is stacked. Oh, Christ alive. Oh, as much as I want to take the Sidra, I don't think I can. I can't let you have faith. Yeah, I gotta take faith.
All right. Faith is gone.
And enjoy your exciting turn. I think it's really going to be a good one.
It's going to be riveting, I can tell you. I will set a card and pass it over.
So you've set the Dust Tornado? That's interesting. So you would have set the Dust Tornado turn 1 unless the other card was a Dust Tornado. Did you draw Dust Storm? If so, maybe I can just walk with it. I am going to try for Sangan here.
That's fine.
All right, we're going to go in for 1,000.
I'll take it.
All right, I'll go to main phase 2, and I guess you are... You're welcome for the Cyber Dragon, I guess I would say.
All right. I will dust the back row. Let's see it.
It's sack.
Okay. At least I know that my Sidra will survive. We will bring him out.
Yep.
And how deep do we want to go? Sangan is such a good card.
It is. It's strong.
You're going to get a search. Your search targets, however, you can get Warrior Lady. Warrior Lady's pretty good.
Yeah.
What else? You're playing Toolbox. Spirit Reaper is also a very good card. I'm going to go to battle. Let's just hit into the Sangan.
I'll take 11 here.
Get that Sangan search.
Oh, now I have to think. God, why are you making me do this? Reaper is so strong. Can I pass up Reaper? It's so good. You have a sack in hand, so it's like utility as a defender is not great. You don't have to commit to the sack until I pick, so that kind of complicates things. I will get the Reaper.
Okay. Main phase 2. So what realistically could happen? You could have Smashing Ground Reaper try to hit something out of my hand. That's pretty good. I think I will set a monster, and I'll pass it over.
I don't know what that is, do I?
You do not.
That's unfortunate. All right, I'm going to Dark Hole here.
That's what I was worried about. It was a Mystic Tomato.
Okay. So
I figured it was more likely you'd have Smashing Ground than Dark Hole, so I did play into the Dark Hole.
So your hand is sack heavy. I don't know what the set card is.
Correct.
I have you on another piece of spell trap removal, but you could have just as easily like played a sack. If you have sack, what do I do about that? It's a little rough. I am gonna normal Spirit Reaper. Do you have like a torrential?
Sure. Nope, you're good.
Deciding if I want to hit here. It's so tantalizingly fucking good if I hit. So good.
It's very good if you hit here. It's very good if you hit here.
And realistically, I'll have to chew through the sacks anyway, be it through this or like a heavy. All right, let's go for it.
It is a sack.
Sure. You are good to go, my friend. I'll set one
All right,
card and
give me a
pass.
good one. Okay. He sets one.
You want to get that heavy storm going, buddy?
See, that like did me in last time when you played that game. So now I'm like kind of afraid if I don't heavy. I know you played widespread. I know you also played dust, I think, too. I will set and pass. Go ahead.
Set and pass. That is the Sakuretsu. Oh, wow.
Oh no, you set your heavy storm, so it could be my heavy storm.
Yo, what a crazy rip off the top. Give me that confiscation, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's not going to be a mystery anymore.
All right, let's see what you got.
Go ahead and take the heavy storm.
Oh, Thestalos. That is an interesting one, buddy.
Yep, it's unfortunate I couldn't do anything with it.
There is a 0% chance I don't take the heavy storm here, though, right? Yeah, I gotta take heavy.
Of course.
All right, so set card's a sack. I'm gonna set one, and you are good to go.
Can we get like a crazy rip? That's not it. I'll set and pass. Go ahead.
I'll draw for turn.
I don't know if this deck has crazy. Well, Pot of Avarice was a crazy rip. I'll say that.
Go ahead.
Draw, and we're just staring at each other. Nothing going on. Go ahead.
That's a thinker. So the set card probably isn't Magician of Faith. That's a pretty good Magician of Faith to fire off if it's the heavy.
Yeah, you can probably rest assured it's not that.
It's something you want to keep on field, because otherwise you could have just tribbed it for the Thestalos and started attacking. That puts
To be fair, you also have 3 back row.
yes. That puts it on Reaper. I think you probably would want to be getting in with the Reaper. Apprentice or Old Vindictive. So it's probably Apprentice or Old Vindictive. Could be a Tomato, but Tomato's a pretty good attacker too. For the moment, I am going to pass again.
All right, I'll draw. I will set and pass again. Go ahead.
All right, this is a good enough time to do it. I'm going to activate Scapegoat here.
Ooh, are you going to scapegoat torrential me?
I am going to do that.
Well, good thing you did, because Magician of Faith was the set card, so...
It was Reaper. Wow, you are really in on waiting for that. Oh, perfect rip off the top. God dang it. Okay, I'm going to normal summon a Kaiku and attack you directly.
All right, you know what it is. It's the Saku.
Yeah.
We'll draw. Joseph, this card has been coming in clutch for me.
God damn, dude. I was seconds from running away from this game. Did you rip that?
Oh, 5 monsters exactly in the graveyard. I love to see it.
Pot of Avarice the set, folks. Well, if I win
Let's
this one, it
see.
will be by the grace of God.
That's not bad. You did chew through a lot of your back row, though, so I don't mind seeing that. Okay, what could potentially go wrong at this point? I'm still at 7k, and this isn't like exactly the OTK format, I would say. I'll just set a monster. Surprise, surprise. I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I do have the punish. It is drill road time, baby.
Ah, shit, that sucks. So unfortunately for you, though, it does flip the Apprentice and will pop the Droroid. This is not Mystic Swordsman level 2.
I'm sick of this card.
I think it's great. Ooh, that's not too bad either. Let's go ahead and run out a Breaker.
Yup.
I will pop the back row.
It's Dust Tornado.
It was Dust Tornado. We'll hit for 16.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn. Now we're getting somewhere.
I don't know if we're getting somewhere. I think one of us is getting somewhere. There we go. Yikes. It's Kaiku. I'll get over the breaker at minimum.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I will take 2. You do get to banish some cards, so, you know, if I had more Avarices, they wouldn't be
that'd be
doing
nice, huh?
much. I'll draw. Not bad. I will just set and pass. Go ahead.
I'll draw for turn. Oh, now that's an interesting one. I'm going to normal summon Warrior Lady here.
Okay.
We'll go for this, just hoping to hit the tomato or something.
It is the tomato. Would you like to banish?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll take 18 from the Kaiku. You get some more banishes.
This is rough. Go ahead.
Draw. It's pretty good. Let's smashing the Kaiku, please.
Yep.
And let's run out a Sangen. Battle phase hit for 1,000.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
And I'll pass it over.
Oh, that's rough. You can go for the Stalos here. That's pretty miserable, yeah.
I'll draw.
Yep.
Now, I could go for Thestalos here. You do know I have it. You don't have a card in hand, though, so, I mean, it's 2,400. It also doesn't play well with sacks in the format. Bottomless, it becomes susceptible to as well. I will just go to battle and hit for 1,000.
Sure, yeah. That's fine.
I'm content with that. I'll go main 2, and I'll just pass it on over. Go ahead.
Wow, just miserable. Go ahead.
Oh, keep it going. Keep it going. Ooh, Dust Shoot. Okay. So Thestalos is going away, but my hand is pretty good.
Oh, your hand's decent. This is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, though.
It's a lot of reactive stuff. I mean, you haven't been doing a whole lot, so.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, so shuffle away the Thestalos. I will go to battle. Let's try to hit with Sangan again.
Sure.
Main 2, I will set a card that will probably die to Dust Tornado and pass it to you.
That's your Saku. Okay. I'm going to bring out Sidra, and you're good.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, you're not good to go because you have the goddamn Snatch Steal, don't you?
I do.
That's fine. Whatever.
Okay, I'll draw. Okay, so you ran out the Sidra. If I snatch your Sidra, you could have MST for the snatch. That's a possibility. You do have 3 back row. You could also have double Saku. Well, you don't die to the Sangan, to be fair. The Sidra is the only thing that actually kills you. I mean, I gotta try it, so let's see if it'll work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, go to battle. Hit for 1,000.
Yeah.
And then try to hit for game.
I do have Sack.
Of course. Okay, so Sidra goes, that goes. I will go to main 2. I will set a card and pass it over. 300 life points, buddy. What do you got?
Not a lot. Go ahead.
I'll draw. Okay. Call of the Haunted is also something I know you play, so I do have to be mindful of that. Attacking here with the Sangan will bait out something, so let's see what happens.
It's a sock.
Okay, so this dies. I will trigger it. Sangan did its loyal duty. I will grab a Magician of Faith here.
Yep.
And I will set a monster, and I will pass.
Oh, that's a very interesting one. I'm gonna normal summon Breaker.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and break this one.
It is a sack, so congratulations.
So this is probably an unknown. I still know you have a Dark Hole in rotation. If I attack into the Magician, things get very Snatch Steely. I think I still have to.
Okay, so it is the Magician of Faith. I will pick up the Heavy Storm.
Heavy. Sure. Go ahead.
All right, I will draw. I think we've got this one wrapped up. I'm going to activate Heavy Storm.
Yes, that's fine.
I will chain Call of the Haunted.
I'll dust your call.
Okay. So dust my call. There goes his Heavy Storm. That was the card you set trying to dodge the Stalos, so that's understandable. I will Dark Hole away the Breaker. And I will normal summon Spirit Reaper, and we will get in for the final 300.
It's fitting, certainly. It is fitting.
It is. I did also have the Exiled Force, so it wasn't just the Spirit Reaper. The Spirit Reaper was just funnier. Man, what a set. That was insane.
God, I am a little frustrated that the set felt like it was decided by exactly Pot of Avarice 2 games in a row.
I mean, coming from the person who had perfect information on my hand with Trap Dust Shoot 2 out of the 3 games, I don't know if you can... Yeah.
Trap Dust Shoot's at 3, buddy. Oh,
it is at 3. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying you had all information, but to be fair, I guess you didn't see the top deck Pot of Avarice.
Oh, yeah. I had all information, but for the top deck.
I think we might be seeing the early reasons why Pot of Avarice eventually got banned, just because in theory, it's a very cool comeback mechanic because aside from your typical board wipes, right, and Pot of Greed is now banned at this point, Pot of Avarice does have a bit of a condition needing having the grave to be loaded a little bit, so that way you can't really fire it off turn 1 or turn 2 typically. It's a mid to late game card. But you're right. I mean, without the Pot of Avarice, that set could have gone very differently. It gives you the card advantage as well. It's not like you just draw 1 card, you draw 2. And that made a huge difference. In the first set that I activated it got me a Vindictive and a Saku, I think. And this set, I believe I drew into Sangan something else. I don't remember what the other card was, but it gave me a monster, if anything, which was just enough to at least put up a little bit of pressure, and then that Sangan converted into something else. And that I honestly think that the Pot of Avarice was the turning point for both of these games.
No, I'd absolutely agree. Sangan is such a crazy card. I will say I appreciate that, we're not in GOAT format. We don't have to play around like the unbelievably powerful trio of Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Delinquent Duo. But this game was decided by Pot of Avarice, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm. So, and Snatch Steal was kind of at the forefront of both of those, all 3 of these games as well.
Fair.
What a they really had to rein in the power of some of these early cards. We're out here trying to win games with Drillroid, and Dark Hole is legal. My God, I love
to be fair,
this
though,
format.
I think this really exemplified and demonstrated how powerful of a card Drillroid is. I think in the previous episode when I tried to play it, we never really got to see its true power. But in your hands, Drillroid just looked like the best card in your deck at times, right? Being able to take out the Tomatoes, the Apprentice Magicians, like so many different threats. Spirit Reaper even as well. That's like one of the main reasons people play it. And it's just a decent threat. And it's bulky enough that it demands an answer at times. So I'm happy you did play the Drillroid so we got to see it in full force. But yeah, I mean, the thing about this format is, though, like, we're actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? Look how much back and forth we had. And to be fair, there were a lot of turns that might have just been set pass or maybe do nothing in pass. But it was us making very calculated decisions as to whether or not we were going to think that the other person could just win the game out of nowhere. And typically in this format, unless you're playing a return style of deck or a specific OTK-oriented strategy, you knew that you weren't going to die. And it just became a battle of the resources, and every last card counted. Look how we were just being so surgical with every card we played. And the mind games as well. It was just I love this. I love this type of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh no, this format rocks. I gotta say, I mean, I do want to be really salty about this, but at the end of the day, like, I am playing a deck with like 10 monsters in it total. Like, if there is any deck that gives you the time to set up, it's mine. And I like seeing a deck like yours that really takes advantage of people who give them too much time. You know, like, even within a meta game that is largely unexplored, at least relative to GOATs, you still see, like, the bones of an aggro deck, a control deck, a combo deck, and the return decks. It's kind of interesting how, like, just the suite of cards that were popular in, like, 2005, 2006 kind of gravitates deck builders towards these styles of deck. It rocks. I love it.
Now, was Warrior Toolbox your first pick, or how did you end up on this?
Oh, I'm not on Warrior Toolbox. I'm on just Reaper Control.
Okay.
The only warriors...
it's just straight up Reaper Control. Okay.
Yeah, the only warriors I'm playing are the Assailants, and then the one-ofs you have to play, the Exiled Force and the DD Warrior Lady. What drew me to this list is that you can play 3 Cyber Dragon, which I thought was extremely awesome.
Right.
And then I proceeded to draw none of them in the first game. But hey, you know, you get what you pay for. The downside is, with such a low monster count, I don't get to play Avarice. So,
right.
You end up in scenarios like this, where, like, the only monsters you're really ever summoning are DD Assailants, and those are never in your graveyard anyway, so it's not like you have a whole bunch of stuff to tuck back in contrast to yours, where, like, Avarice is the payoff for playing a deck full of recruiters in a format where, like, everyone's on Drillroid and Mystic Swordsman to out Spirit Reaper.
Yeah, it's interesting because there are some blurred lines, right? Because Warrior Toolbox goes a little bit deeper in the Warrior package. You might be playing
like
the Donzaluk,
maybe
Blade Knight. You might even main deck Mystic Swordsman level 2 because it's actually not that terrible of a card.
No, it's sweet.
But but again, at the same time, like, Reaper Control, like, as long as you're playing a bunch of Spirit Reapers and a bunch of outs to Spirit Reaper, like, that's the format. And at that point, you can just jam whatever good cards you want in the deck, and that's how you're playing. This deck is interesting because I was playing the Treeborn Frog, which is, you know, the only, like, playable card from Shadow of Infinity.
Right.
But it's fascinating to me that there wasn't many opportunities that even if it were in the graveyard, I had back row for turn after turn after turn. And so the frog would have just been sitting there. There would have been maybe an opportunity in the second game, although it was very quick, so it's hard to say. Maybe this game as well, that Treeborn could have been useful, but I actually don't even know. I think it might take a little bit of time, maybe a ban list or another set or two before Treeborn really comes to shine, because at this point, I feel like just having Saku for Spirit Reaper is too important, and the times where you're left vulnerable to open to a Reaper, it can just be devastating, and that could be what loses you the game, and that may not be worth playing Treeborn Frog in this instance.
I totally agree. Obviously, we all know Treeborn Frog is insane. People forget Treeborn Frog is insane not only because of its application in Monarch decks, also because you can dump it off of Swap Frog, which I don't think we have yet. But until that time, you know, there aren't a lot of reasons why it's necessarily better than Spirit Reaper is. Like, the thing that changes Treeborn Frog's playability isn't people understanding that the card's insane, it's in 2 months from the release of Shadows of Infinity, we have a ban list, right? And I believe Reaper's hit on it.
I believe Reaper gets limited on that list. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they quickly realized that Spirit Reaper being at 3 copies is not a good idea. And if anything, the last few episodes of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have demonstrated that quite well.
God, I mean, this is I know we spent a long time in GOAT format, but I really wish there was like a GOAT format sized community playing this format. This is so cool. You don't have to worry about the huge haymakers that you do in GOAT. You get to play Cyber Dragon. I don't know why this didn't catch on. This is a blast.
Who knows? Maybe from the history, maybe it'll spark a movement and people will watch these videos and think, damn, this looks like a fun format to play. And
I am
maybe they'll
begging
start.
you, innovate in Reaper format. There's got to be something better than the garbage we played.
Joseph, you can start the Reaper format Discord and basically take the reins with that if you're that motivated. I will let you.
We already have a format library page. Please!
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Enemy of Justice is up next, which means we're going to be moving to some more macro-focused decks because Macro Cosmos and Dimensional Fissure will soon be entering the fray. That could change things up a bit. We'll just have to see. I think Enemy of Justice is slightly more impactful than Shadow of Infinity, but obviously that is for you guys to decide. What is important, though, is that Joseph will be in the Shirt of Shame once again. Fantastic. But we do have to shout out our patrons as always. So big shouts to Shadow1317, Sean Alling Jr., Pony Stark, Tim00x3, Joshua Wiley, Neo Cypher Slacker, Angeoko, Michael Dente, Ole, Shotagonist, Rasmus, Ika Ironfang, Mystic Walk, Part 2, Dan the Man Hoban, Sylvia Wild, Synchro Guy, Brian Dancer, GW, Dolly Wop, Dragon Lord, Jarvis Martin, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Nelson, Daniel Baker, Emil Cohen, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Chris Hood, Icky Lights, Inyo Taisho, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Benjamin Fuller, Brother Paul, Damage Step Kalute, don't forget that one, Lumpy, Neru Celeste, Shane Reese, Rock League 325, Lane Rogers, and Peruvian's Finest for YGC 2021. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.